Hey friend, welcome. I'm Jen. I'm a part-time online clothing reseller, which means I go to thrift stores and I buy used clothes to flip online, mostly on eBay. And today I have 4 items that I'm shipping out that sold yesterday. Today is Friday, December 1st. So at the end of the video, I'm going to share my total profit for the day. And I'm also going to share with you all of my November numbers. So how much I made in November. My gross sales amount from yesterday was $171.32. So the first item is, this brand is County Seat, and it means nothing. This is just a hoodie, and it is like navy and burgundy kind of color blocked. It has this like branding patch here on the bottom. It's hooded. So this looks exactly like something someone in the boys all wore in my senior year of high school. Which was why I bought it. When I listed it, I did add Y2K, because I feel like, yeah, my senior year of high school and like all of college, this is what they would have worn. I don't know. That was why I bought it. I also found it at my favorite thrift store where my cost of goods is very low, so I tend to take chances on things. I paid 69 cents. That was my average cost of goods that day at my favorite thrift store. So that's when I say very low cost of goods. It really is very, very low. So, of course, we've got stuff, little fuzzies and hairs and whatnot. So one thing I like to share with you is the average sale price and the sell-through rate. I think that that is really important because, you know, you want to know if your item is going to sell and how much it's going to sell for. It's not the end all be all. There are always exceptions to the rule. You might have something, I have something here that has a super high sell-through rate, what I've had for 8 months. And this has a really low sell-through rate, but it sold in 3 months. So, you know, there's always exceptions to the rule, but I think it does help when you know what you're getting yourself into. So when I look up sell-through rate, when I'm shopping, I just use the eBay app. Everything I use is free because I'm cheap. Frugal. I'm frugal. And I just use the eBay app. I look up the item. I look at how many are listed right now and what they're listed for. And then, this is the important part, I filter to sold. And then I check how many items are sold and what they've actually sold for. People can list things for whatever they want, but how much they actually sell for is a completely different thing. Can be a completely different thing. So I don't do the math when I'm out in the store shopping, but the gist of it is you take the number sold and you divide it by the number sold and listed, because that's the total number that's been listed over the past 90 days, which is how long eBay keeps that information for us. So when I do that, I look for about 25%. So what that looks like is about half of what has been listed has been sold. So if there's 20 listed, about 10 are sold. That's about 25%. That's what I'm going for. Everybody has a different kind of threshold for that. So different people will, especially YouTubers, a lot of them will say, oh, it has a 100% sell-through rate if the items listed is equal to the items sold. I consider that 50%. So does Terapeak, which is what I do my research through for these videos. This is not gonna fit. Okay. I'm gonna have to reprint a label for this, and it's actually going to adjust my profit a little bit. I was going to send this in a padded flat rate, but it is not going to fit in there. My kids are going a little crazy, but my husband is in there, so all is well. If I look on Terapeak, which is through my eBay store, I just go to my eBay store and there's on the top, it says research. If you click under there, you can research anything. So I just looked up vintage hoodie color block and it had a 7% sell-through rate, but an average sale price of $31.42. Mine sold for $32.45 in about 3 months. I spent 69 cents on it. So my profit is, I have it at $19.02, but I think I'm gonna have to pay about $15.50 to $1 more in shipping to change my shipping label. So my profit will be about $18. That's not terrible. I do need to set this over here so I don't forget to do it, because that's something I would do. All right, my goal is always to make at least $15 in profit per item. I have a couple exceptions to that rule, and one of those exceptions is scrubs, especially if I am buying them at the Goodwill outlet, the bins, or my favorite thrift store, or like a yard sale. Like, I'm not really, unless it's the brand Figs, which I've only found 2 or 3 times, I'm really not gonna spend a lot of money on scrubs, like $2 or less. These I bought at, again, my favorite thrift store, and I spent 17 cents on them that day. That was my average cost of goods. So these actually are not in that great a condition. I'm usually pretty good at being accurate in my descriptions, but sometimes when things have been listed, like these have been listed for 7 months, it makes me concerned that I wasn't accurate. So these are the brand Grey's Anatomy, and Grey's Anatomy scrub pants have a average sale price of $13.29. So you see that's not super high, but an average or a sell-through rate of 23%, which is pretty decent. So, you know, again, if you're finding these at like a yard sale for 50 cents, you can make $8, $9, $10. And if that's okay with what you're looking for in a profit margin, then I think it's worth it. I don't know. For me, it's worth it. I don't mind listing these. I am gonna still a little bit of killing here. I'm just gonna sweater shave it. So if you don't like the sweater shaver, sorry. I spent all that time folding those up so nicely. All that time, it was like 30 seconds. Okay, that's better. One area on pants that you want to check is in between the legs, and just sometimes there's significant wear there. All right, so mine sold for $15.75. It took 7 months to sell. I spent 17 cents on them. My profit's $8.45. So that is not bad. I do wrap all my items in tissue paper and put a little thank you sticker on it. And then for the Christmas season, I have little Christmas poly mailers. I buy all this on eBay, not eBay, Amazon, and I literally just find the cheapest thing. I'm telling you, I'm cheap or frugal, whichever way you want to put it. So, right over there. This is J. Crew. J. Crew is one of those brands that I buy a lot, and maybe I shouldn't. I probably should research a little more when I'm buying J. Crew. But, you know, again, my cost of goods overall is really pretty low. So I am just gonna check this over a little bit. So this is a button up, and it actually is made of Pima cotton. And Pima cotton is something that I have found sells really well. Pretty much in any kind of basic brand. Banana Republic, J. Jill, J. Crew, those kind of brands. If something is made with Pima cotton, it sells pretty well. So I looked up J. Crew, button up, Pima cotton, and the average sell price was $14.77, but the sell-through rate is 28%. So good. I'm pleased with that. Mine sold for $28.04. I don't know why I had it listed so high, but I did. And when I list things, I do check comps, so maybe that's what it was telling me at that point. This took 2 months to sell, so really not even that long. I bought it for $1.19. It was my average cost of goods at a little thrift store that again has like really just low prices. Yeah, like $1.19. I think they price their shirts at like 75 cents or something like that. My profit is $16.58. It helps if I can read my own writing. Okay. Let's put this here in this polymer. And I'm doing things out of order today, which is not great. It doesn't have to be in order. I feel like if I make things habits, like I put the label on first, then I'm less likely to miss things. Did I tell you all that? I did. Great. All right, so last item is a good one. Really, really good one. Does this look familiar? If you've watched my videos, you will know I have sold a ton of Carhartt jackets. I bought 3 recently, and they all sold within like a week. This Carhartt has let me show you the tag here. So Carhartt has a style number that is down here on the bottom. So this is J140, and this is an extra large, which is good. I'm just smelling my inventory here. I forgot to get my box around for this, so I'm gonna have to do that. But I will do that in a minute. So the Carhartt J148 or 140, sorry, has a average sale price of $64.11 and a sell-through rate of 63%. The other one that I listed that was this exact style but in black and was pretty well worn sold within a week. I've had this for 8 months. I don't know why, other than I bought it in the spring, so not a great time to be selling things that are like winter coats. But I also am not positive that I put that J140 number in the listing. So I'm not really sure. This is union made. I forgot to show you on the tag. On the underside of the tag, there is a union tag on there. So that does help up the value. This sold for $95.08 after fees and shipping, and my cost of goods, which was $15. I paid a little more for this than like my average, what I normally spend on items. However, this is what I bought the other ones for $15 too. So I feel like that's fair. The shipping was really high on this. It's shipping to California, and it's big and heavy. So I live in the Midwest, so California is about as far as you can get from me. My profit's $48.14 on this item. So altogether for yesterday's sales, my profit is $92.19. I'm super pleased with that. I will package this up in a bit, and we can chat a little bit about my numbers for November. Today's December. We're talking about November. So I sold 136 items on eBay and Poshmark. 10 of those were on Poshmark. That's not great. if you have Poshmark tips, how I just delisted everything on Poshmark and I'm relisting everything on Poshmark. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing on Poshmark is what I'm trying to say here. But I have just now within the past 10 days spent a lot of money as I bought an automation tool and I bought a cross-listing tool. So we'll see. I'm hopeful that that is going to actually help. Poshmark paid into my account $166.73. So not much. However, an extra $100, $166. So for the 136 items, my gross sales was $4,567.45. That comes out to an average sale price of $33.58 per item. And my profit, so eBay paid into my account, my spreadsheet was messed up, so I had to do this differently, but eBay paid into my account $2,884.03. I still have to take my cost of goods out of that, and I did not do that math. I spent $580.16, so that's just about $2,300 in profit. So my actual cost of goods was $400.03 and $403.26. Oh my word. That was the cost of goods for the actual items that I sold. But the way I look at it is what I'm spending is my cost of goods. I don't know if that makes sense. I don't know if that's how you're supposed to look at it. My profit, if I take out what I spent, was $2,300 for the month. So my goal is $2,000 a month. And so I'm super pleased with that. My average profit per item was, actually, I don't think I took that out of the right thing. I'm not going to say that because I think I did that wrong. Yeah. Well, this was just a mess of numbers. I don't know if that was helpful at all, other than the fact of I met my goal. I met my profit goal. So I'm very pleased and I am hopeful that you have done the same. So let me know, how was your November? And yeah, that would be great. I would love to chat with you in the comments. Make sure you like and subscribe if you haven't already. And thanks so much for joining me. I'll see you soon.